From the Edge Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation at the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa, it's Alabama Upstarts. Alabama Upstarts. Entrepreneurs, inventors, and startups. This is your chance to meet face-to-face with a real venture capitalist. Today's venture capital judges are one of the leading supporters of emerging entrepreneurs in Alabama and a driving force behind a champion for Alabama's new upstarts, Jim Page. Finance specialist and owner of Robinson's Tax and Accounting Service, Linda Robinson Jordan. A leader in the petroleum industry with his eyes on investing in new ideas, helping young leaders into the mainstream of today's entrepreneurial startup world, Trip Powell. Alabama Upstarts is sponsored by Jeffers. If animals could talk, they would say Jeffers. Jeffers since 1975. Mid-South Bank, the friendliest and most helpful bank in town. Let's meet our first contestant.
Hi, I'm Alina Todd, and I am the CEO and founder of eMedia Consulting, LLC. I started out in the IT field approximately 10 years ago, and I started out as an account manager. I segued into project management, and I developed some technical skills along the way, but I was mostly self-taught. I decided that I wanted to leave the project management world, and I wanted to work for myself, but I didn't know exactly how to go about doing that. So what I decided to do was do some freelance work just to kind of test the waters to see how I could swim, so to speak. So I decided that quickly that I needed some more technical skills. And so last year I attended the True Coders Software Development Bootcamp, and I graduated in November, and now I'm a proud software developer. So I've added that skill set to my company as well. eMedia Consulting offers communications, marketing, and tech solutions for the small business owner and individual. I gear it towards small businesses and individuals because myself, I saw the need, and I also saw where there was a bit of a disconnect with people knowing that they needed the services such as social media management for, let's say, a restaurant, but not really having the manpower to do it, nor the budget. So I decided to offer these services pay for performance. If I do not hit the agreed upon milestones, then you're not out of any money. You haven't lost anything. So it's easy to take a chance on me.
So I'm a small business and I come to you and I say, I need help with marketing.
Okay.
What can you help me with? Explain some of the examples of the types of things you would do.
Some of the things that I would do, and just to be clarify, I mainly focus on digital marketing and social media management. So what I like to do is first set some goals with the customer. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to grow your customer base? Are you trying to promote a special feature that you're doing? Just talk with them, and so we can get on the same page about what it is that they're seeking. And then I go from there. Most of the time, people do not have a very interactive or organic reach. They have followers, but they're just kind of followers. They're just inactive, they're dormant. They may like a couple posts, but they don't really have a lot of interaction. One of the things that I do is I actually interact with their customers so that they feel like they're being heard. And therefore, it increases the interaction. It also increases shared posts as well as organic reach, and that's what everybody wants. They want followers that are actually listening.
Okay, I have a tax and accounting service. Now, how would you scale it, or how would you price it if I need your services?
How would I scale it? Well, that's something that we would have to agree on as far as your budgetary needs and how they aligned with your marketing needs. Are you just doing it for a season? If so, maybe we can set some milestones. We can set some pricing accordingly. We'll agree on those things, and once we'll have follow-up meetings where, of course, I will show and produce reports showing the results of my efforts, and that's basically the way that it will go. You will set your own budget, and I will let you know what I can do within those constraints.
One of the issues that I found that I have in a small business with marketing is not necessarily implementing the plan, is coming up with the marketing, like the pitch. Is that something that you intend to help with from a design standpoint, or just implementation?
Absolutely, both. I have experience in both. I actually started out as a blogger in 2009. I blogged about sustainability and bringing it mainstream. It's called Life the Green Way, shameless plug. And it's won several awards, and it was really the first of its kind in Birmingham area.
And if I needed your marketing services, would there be a way for me to tell by my clientele that they learn about my services through your marketing techniques?
Absolutely.
And how would I?
Well, for one thing, you would know you would more than likely know where they heard of you. Facebook, Instagram, whether it's your website, whether it's some special promotion that you're running, and we know it's a specific campaign that we did for Instagram, then that's one of the surefire ways to know exactly where your leads are coming from.
Okay. And what price range are you needing, and how is it going to be allocated?
The price range I'm looking for is $10,000 to $15,000. I am at the very beginning stages, but like I said, I've done a lot of freelance work in the past. I am tried and true, and I need some funding so that I can buy some additional equipment, possibly get some administrative help, get a workspace, and things of that nature. Some legal assistance as well, because I will need legal assistance in order to draw up contracts.
So how are you going to go about acquiring customers?
I have been very fortunate thus far to acquire customers by word of mouth, but I also plan on partnering with some organizations around Birmingham and the Birmingham metro area, which also includes Tuscaloosa, possibly the Chamber of Business, anybody that works with small businesses. Also, one of the things that's very near and dear to my heart are women and children that are in need, and I would like to also partner with the YWCA, domestic violence program, and try to help some of those women ease their way back into the workforce or establish themselves in the workforce, because that's a very huge need that I see.
Glad to hear you say that. That's a great plan to try to get back and give back immediately.
That's what it's all about.
Great job.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for sharing this with us today.
Thank you
And
for
thank
having
you.
me. It's an honor.
We'll be right back with more contestants on Alabama Upstarts.
Warehouse prices to everybody, every day. Jeffers.
Wouldn't it be nice if your bank really wanted to help you out? Your world is increasingly complex, but your banking shouldn't be that way. Our banking promise to you is to be the most helpful bank in town. We're here to help you make money. We're here to help you save money. And we're here to make banking easy and convenient.
Mid-South Bank, where helping you always comes first.
Mid-South Bank, the most helpful bank in town.
We needed a website that looked great across all platforms. 5-Star Roofing and Restoration is growing statewide, and we needed a company that could deliver statewide results.
Websites are our specialty. Find us at webology.io.
Let's visit with a previous contestant.
Our electronic license plate project was literally unknown in the Birmingham startup ecosystem. After we pitched our idea on Alabama Upstart, we received a lot of visibility. I am recommending any founder to pitch their ideas on Alabama Upstart.
Here's our next contestant on Alabama Upstarts.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Askew Dunbar, and I'm with Harvest Moon Vegan. So I offer vegan alkaline meal service, vegan catering, and healthy lifestyle consulting. So in this busy, hectic world that we live in, it's really hard to make good choices for our nutrition. It's hard to know where to shop, what to cook, or how to prepare it. And Harvest Moon likes to take that idea and make it easy for you. So what we offer are fully cooked vegan alkaline meals. We offer also vegetable boxes that are prepared fresh from some of my local farmers. I use only fresh, locally sourced farmers who have sustainable growing practices. I also use all compostable or recyclable material in the meals that I serve. So what you're able to get is a weekly meal service. You are also offered a pantry service where I take the shopping hassle away. So you're able to have your sauces, your spices, your oils, your nuts and your grains all delivered to your door, all vegan, all alkaline, to make the transition into a plant-based lifestyle easy for you. I also offer a consultation service because I have several clients already who suffer from cancer or autoimmune diseases, and they've been overwhelmed with their health. So what I offer is a service to help cook for them and guide them on their nutritional journey to health. Because to me, food is medicine, and we should live to eat, not eat to live. So in the next year, I want to grow my business. I've been open for a year now, and I'd like to increase the volume that I'm doing currently. I'd like to have staff in the kitchen, also staff to help with delivery so that I can increase that to be able to provide a door-to-door service. I'd also like to have an online presence where I offer e-cookbooks for my clients, and I'm going to also offer video tutorials to help them as they go on their food journey. I'm asking for $200,000 to do this, in which I would hire marketing. I would again hire people to help staff in the kitchen, delivery drivers, and some people to help me through my video filming and getting that up on the web. And that would come with 25% of the company.
What is your sales now? You said you've been in business over a year?
I've been in business for a year, and I did $15,000 last year.
Okay.
And that was just by myself.
15,000.
Yes, without very much marketing, just word of mouth and a little social media.
Okay.
This seems like a big market that's growing very quickly. And how are you able to scale it up? Obviously, you're very involved. So how are you able to scale that and teach your? Are you going to, as part of your deal, education for growth? Is it more client based? How do you intend to grow?
One is more client based to get the message out to those that need it. I'm going to start targeting people in the healthcare community, especially those in the alternative healthcare community. I already have a referral program with several, so I'm just going to increase that. And then in order to maintain the volume, I'll need to hire staff that work with me in the commissary kitchen.
This seems fairly labor intensive from a delivery model angle. How are you delivering the meals to your customers now?
Currently, it's a pickup system where I have certain locations in the city where they come and pick them up, where there's a refrigerator that's already available. They're able to come and go either at certain assigned times or it's an open door policy. I want to, in the next year, with the funds, increase that to hire delivery drivers that would be a part of that could deliver to their office or to their home.
Jennifer, I see that you have something here. What are these and what does this consist of?
So those are called my Energy Bites. So these are made of walnuts, dates, hemp hearts, and the first one you see there, that's a maca powder. It's very good for the endocrine system. The second one is a cacao and a cherry, and then the third one there, that is a key lime coconut. These are really great when you're having sugar cravings because as a part of this menu program, it's going to be really important to reduce your sugar intake. These are great to satisfy that. They're a natural sugar, and also the dates are actually anti-parasitic, so they help with that as well.
And this, you want us to try these?
Yes, would you like to taste one?
Okay. You don't have to twist our arm on that.
Okay.
And the cacao I actually sourced from my time in Costa Rica, and just last week I was in Mexico and I brought back enough vanilla for the next year. So I love to have a story behind my ingredients. I love my farmers. I'm at the farm with them often, inspecting and making sure that they are using sustainable practices.
And by sustainable practices, are you meaning more organic things? And,
absolutely. Organic, not spraying, using natural methods for pest control. For example, they might release an insect to control another insect. They might inoculate the fields with mycelium, things like that.
What does your competition look like in this market?
At this point, I believe there are not any that are specifically vegan alkaline on the market. So However, my competition are the people like Sunbasket, Purple Carrot. They're really large companies. However, you don't know where they're sourcing their ingredients from. They're not organic, and all of their packaging is plastic typically. They might put it in a compostable box, they might use a compostable cold pack, but typically everything is wrapped in plastic. And to me, that's not sustainable. Well, not sustainable for our planet. It might be sustainable for their company, but I have a bigger heart than that.
I really like this idea. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And the key lime is fantastic.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
And what was this that I tried?
That was a cacao cherry.
Cacao cherry.
And the cacao was from Costa Rica.
Okay. Thank you so much, and thank you for the presentation.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
We'll be right back with more contestants on Alabama Upstarts.
Wouldn't it be nice if your bank really wanted to help you out? Your world is increasingly complex, but your banking shouldn't be that way. Our banking promise to you is to be the most helpful bank in town. We're here to help you make money. We're here to help you save money. And we're here to make banking easy and convenient.
Mid-South Bank, where helping you always comes first.
Mid-South Bank, the most helpful bank in town.
Warehouse prices to everybody, every day. Jeffers.
There are times in life when what you do is more important than who you are. When how you respond to others is more important than what you have. When giving all of yourself is the best gift of all. What did you do today? A life-changing experience. Faith Ministry, changing lives one at a time.
Ready for the next contestant on Alabama Upstarts?
Hello, my name is Eric Boone, and I'm with American Medical Screening. My wife, Dr. Karen Johnson, and I started the company in 2016, and what we are is a community-based health initiative geared towards providing wellness care, medical screening, and education to at-risk communities and empowerment zones, rural areas, and any medical doctors' practices that require additional services. What we focus on primarily is going into practices and helping the doctors do things that will improve the patient's outcomes that they either are not doing enough of or they're not doing at all. We do this at zero cost to the physician. And what we do is we provide the testing, the chronic care management, with a strong focus on genetic testing and genetic counseling, which will have an impact on how these patients are cared for long term. Okay. We are primarily based here in Alabama with a desire to branch out beyond Alabama into neighboring states here in the near future. The overall outlook to the way our program works is we go into the doctor's office where there is no startup cost. We provide the genetic counselors, we provide the clinical pharmacists, and we provide all the testing, run all the labs as they're doing now, but at an increased level so that they can get more information and be better prepared to provide that information and that quality care to that patient. We basically make it so that the doctor is doing far less paperwork and able to do what they've been trained for by providing the level of care that they went to medical school for. We are currently looking for $125,000 for 10% of our business.
Okay. I really like the approach that you got here. The question I've got is where's your revenue come from?
Great question. The revenue comes from the insurance companies. Okay. The tests, the care that's provided to the patients through our services is paid for when the doctor bills the insurance company.
So what type of information or additional services are you providing that a doctor's office typically would not provide?
Great question. We're not providing anything that a doctor's office typically will not provide. What we are doing is we are taking that doctor's patient base that already exists and providing what they are generally not doing. When you go for an annual wellness visit at a doctor's office, most patients will go. Probably have 100% of your patients, 40% will never go. Why? Because there's nobody monitoring, there's nobody calling them to remind them. What we do is we step in the gap and we provide that output to those patients that for whatever reason are being left behind and are just not coming in. Patients typically go in to see their doctors when there's a problem. What insurance companies are looking for is for patients to be treated before there's a problem. It provides for a better outcome for the patients, it provides for better reporting for the practice, and it gives an increase in the score to that practice for all Medicare, Medicaid, and CMS.
Okay, right now, Blue Cross Blue Shield automatically sends out pre-treatment statements,
Correct.
You know, to their patients or people that's enrolled in their insurance. Now, with them sending that out, how do your service comes into play? Because there are so many that gets those letters, and we know to go in to get, you know, different things done, you know, blood sugar tested and glucose and tolerance tests and all those things. So how do your facility implement their instructions, I'm assuming, from the doctor?
Great question. Typically speaking, people that get those in the mail do exactly what my grandparents do. They ignore them, okay? There is very little follow-up. These days, what doctors now do is they send out a text as a reminder. Rarely is there proactive follow-up where somebody is making an outreach to that patient to drive them to get into that office.
Okay, so your company makes that contact, correct?
That is correct.
But how do you know to make that contact?
We know because we do the scheduling.
Okay, got you. Thank you for
We
that.
look at to further answer that question, what we do is we look at the electronic health records of that doctor. If they've got 500 patients or they've got 3,000 patients, what we do is we, in conjunction with that practice, we pick up and we drive, for lack of a better way of putting it, the patient-doctor services so that they will make the move to come in. We make the doctor proactive for the patient.
So your positive outcome, where you would consider a billable event for your company, is to actually have the patient come into the doctor's office?
Absolutely. But there are also remote diagnostics and remote things that we are able to do that don't require the patient coming in. Okay? But the average doctor's office is not set up to do these. And every doctor goes to conferences and they hear about these types of things being done all the time. They think it's great and they want to add it, but then they get back home and they take that information and they put it on the back burner. What we've done is we've created a system that will allow us to go into the doctor's office. They don't need to do anything. We just need to get on, be of the same voice, and we will empower them and empower their patients at the same time so that they're all working together and getting the best possible outcomes for those patients.
What would you use the money for?
What we would use the money for is to add to the number of practices we can bring on board and be able to add to the clinical pharmacists that we're able to bring in.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for your time today.
Thank you for an awesome pitch.
Thanks for watching Alabama Upstarts. If you're an entrepreneur or an inventor, we would love to have you on Alabama Upstarts. Go to alabama-upstarts.com and sign up.
You could never accuse me of being a vegan, but I actually like Jennifer's food, so that was a good surprise.
I agree.
Yes, it was. And the thing about it, my daughter is a vegan, and I think it's a good thing, especially with people leaving here so often, you know, because of health issues and because of the way we eat. I also like the e-media also too. It was great. And Mr. Boone's presentation, it was also good.
I agree on both counts. I thought that the vegan presentation was awesome. I think it's the easiest one to implement.
Yes.
And the other two, while they need a little work, they can do great as well.
I agree.